Hey guys, in my previous video I explained a little bit how I am kind of a newfound Christian, but it hasn't really always been that way. As a kid I was growing up in the Catholic faith. My parents always taught me the Catholic ways. They brought me to church every Sunday, to a Catholic church obviously, and I went to religion classes every week to grow in my faith, I guess, and teach me what's right and wrong and stuff. But as a kid, I didn't really take any interest in that. As I grew up, and as I got into 10th grade, you know, as the Catholic believers know, 10th grade is around the time that you get confirmed in the Catholic faith. So after you get confirmed, all your religion classes cease and you're done. But after I got confirmed, I stopped going to church, I stopped doing anything, I was just done. I was done. I didn't do anything with anything anymore. But during that time, from when I was a kid to 10th grade, I never got into anything bad. I never did drugs, I never drank alcohol, I never did anything really that bad. The only thing that I did do that was bad was look at the stuff on the internet, which was bad. You know what I'm talking about. Not too proud of it, but I did. After I got confirmed and I stopped going to church and everything, I started, getting interested in having a girlfriend. My first girlfriend I had was, I think, when I was a junior in high school. But we were all the happy couple, not happy couple, I don't know, but it was a terrible relationship, I gotta say. But it wasn't the Christian dating. It was the dating that we all know and love in society today, where once you start dating, that means you can have sex. That's how it is today. And that's how a lot of people see it these days. Because that's the only way I seen it. That's the only way I seen it. That's the only way everybody saw it. That's how you did it. That's how you do it these days, is that kind of dating. So I had my first girlfriend, and we went through a lot of stuff, but it eventually ended, and at the end of it, that month or so after the end of the relationship, I just was thinking, and I was like, okay, the only thing that was keeping me in that relationship was the naughty things that we were doing, right? Because that's what sex will do. Sex is meant to add that personal relationship to two people, right? That's what it's meant to do. After our relationship was over, I promised myself to save myself for marriage. 2 years later, I still wasn't accepting God in my life. I thought I could do everything by myself. And I thought that you could be a good person without having God in your life. And I was like, if I am a good person already, why do I need God in my life, right? I thought God was just something that people used to be a good person. It just didn't make sense to me. And I was still watching the bad things on the internet, which was kind of ignorant and stupid of me. Like, how can you say you're going to save yourself to marriage if you're constantly looking at the bad things on the internet, right? Then I got my second relationship of my life with this girl. She believed in God. She believed in God, right? But she didn't follow His word. And I was like, okay, I don't believe in God. I'm a good person too. She's a good person. We can work together. So we started dating. And I threw the whole sex till marriage thing out the window. I don't know why I did. So we dated about 6 months, and that was a terrible relationship too. I mean, we had a lot of fun together, but we weren't... I was being introduced to alcohol. I drank a little bit, and drugs were starting to come in. I didn't do any of the drugs, but they were starting to be present, and I was like, don't do those things that are bad. And my girlfriend was like, but I want to. And I was like, no, I didn't like those kind of things. So the relationship ended, and relationships these days end in depression. They just do. One person or the other will be depressed for a couple of days, weeks, or months. And I was the person that was depressed in the relationship. During that month after the relationship, I was just like contemplating all the things that were going wrong in my life. And I think it's also worth mentioning that in this relationship, I was just praying to God. Like, I was like, I don't know if you exist, God, but if you do, just please help me decide if this girl is right for me or not. Like, once a week for the last month, I was like saying this prayer. And eventually, one day, it was Easter. It was Easter. Just this thought popped in my head, and it wouldn't go away. I don't know why it was this thought, but before we even started dating, she told me how she went out with her friends, and they went skinny dipping, in a very remote area, and, I didn't think of anything about it, but then on Easter, this thought popped in my head, and I was like, gosh, I really don't like that. I don't want to see anybody doing that. Now, it just wouldn't go away, like, the whole day. So this thought just was carrying through me the whole day, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Talked to my girlfriend, and I was like, we need to talk. I went over to her place, and we were hanging out and stuff, and she did a lot of things that were just like, no, I don't like to see you doing that. I really think God gave me that idea in my head, and all those other things that proceeded when I went to her house. Like, she was talking about drugs and stuff, and I just didn't like that kind of thing. I think it's God who put those steps in action to make me think, and I was like, I really don't want to be dating this girl right now. So that night, I brought it up to her, and I was like, I think it's for the best if we break up. And she agreed with me, because we've been going through problems like crazy. I mean, we just both knew that we weren't good for each other, but we stayed together because we thought we loved each other, right? So I don't know what made me decide it. When we broke up, I decided that I do not want to look at the bad things on the internet anymore, right? Because I know I tried to get over this addiction I had in the past, but it didn't work. It lasted like a week, And so I looked it up online now, and I found this site. The first site that popped up, I was like, how to get over a sex addiction, right? And the first thing that popped up was this Christianity website. Boom! My questions were answered right there, right? I was reading through this website, right? Eventually it comes up and it says prayer power, right? And then it says, like, it lists all the steps for, praying. And one of the things was renounce conformity to the world. And that just hit me. I was like, boom, what? I hate the way this world works, so why am I living this way? Why am I living this way if I hate it so much? So that made me think, can God actually help me here? Why is sex such a bad thing? Why is it? I don't know. It is. So from then on, I have been believing in God. I've been going to church again. Not the Catholic Church, I must add that. But I'm currently definitely seeing a lot of improvement on my addiction. And I really do think it's an addiction. Like, previously it was like, I'm not addicted to this. I mean, I could stop if I wanted to, but why would I want to stop? There's nothing wrong with it. But I see it now as an addiction, and I'm getting over it. And now we come to the question of why I really believe in God, and why I came to Christianity. And the answer to that is pretty simple. It's just because I want to believe in God. When I was in a relationship with my second girlfriend, we didn't believe in the same things. Like, we just disagreed on so many things. And I came to this website and it was just like, God is all these other things, and all these other things I agreed with. I agreed with him. So I think it's safe to say that I really want to believe in God just because I want to. Like, I believe in all the things he does, and it'll just make it so much easier when I'm trying to find someone I want to be in a relationship in the future, because with my girlfriends I've had in the past, I just wasn't happy. And all I want is to be happy. All anyone wants is to be happy in a relationship, right? And I think it's safe to say that God is there to make relationships happy. He really is. And as for now, I just keep looking to the future, to when I find that perfect girl for me, and how we would be so happy together because we have God in our lives. I think God is the only way to truly make a relationship between two people happy. Just truly happy. Because I see all the relationships in this world today, and it's all full of fighting and arguments, and one person is the dominant figure in the relationship, and usually that's the guy who doesn't care about the relationship, and the girl is the one who's like, oh, I really want him to love me more, but guys are guys, and that's how they do it. But it can go both ways, guys. It really can, and I know from experience that can happen. That's just the way it works in the world today. That's how I see it, like in a lot of relationships. But it's like, that's not how relationships should work. Not at all. And I truly went through that kind of relationships, and I gotta say, it sucks. It really does. You're never happy, never. So that's why I really wanted to change my life around, just because God is the only way to truly be happy, and I really believe that. So I hope you guys really got something out of this video. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel maybe, like this video, because every like helps, and we'll see you next video, guys. Thanks for watching.